Hello, 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 and happy Sunday, everyone. You are currently watching Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. We're also a mom and a wife, and we're still in 2022. So yes, I'm still holding space for each and every one of you to step into your soul's purpose and really understand what that is. Anyway, do me a favor and share this out. Share, like, and comment. Let me know what you like about the show, what you learn, and do you experience a healing, a healing during each session? I do hope you do, because that's my main vision and purpose to why I come and do this week after week after week. So again, share, like, and comment. If you missed, what was it, not last week because I wasn't here, but the week before's episode, I want you to go back and watch, because that episode is sort of going to lead us into today's episode. I had the amazing guest on, Gabriella. We'll leave her last name alone because I'll screw that up. She is our medical intuitive and founder of Alive Health Solution. And she was sharing about healing allergies, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what she's going to do, just a brief, just to get you at the edge of your chair. And today she's going to be chatting with one of her clients in regards to how you can heal your own body, your autoimmune diseases, allergies, and so much more. So again, if you did not catch 2 weeks ago's show, you can catch it on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, and of course YouTube for that matter. Now that we got that out of the way, let's just give a big shout out to all of my advertising sponsors that make this possible, our advertising partners that make this possible. We're going to start off with Terry Morse, who is our doctor of natural medicine. Then we have Kendrick Greer, our astrologer. CJ Ives Lopez, she is the host and also publisher of the Author's Porch magazine and podcast. Kitty Foss and Amy Martin, they are the hosts of Intuition of the Soul. Nick Rafter, who is our real estate agent and also our journalist, writer, and editor. So if you are looking to write that blog or write that book, please reach out to him. Joe Monkman, who's our shamanic healing practitioner and also wellness advocate. Daniel Martinez Stoll, who's our spiritual journey, what is he? He's our spiritual journey facilitator. I drew a blank there, and also our spiritual development coach as well. And interesting enough, now that I think about it, he was actually our most recent guest on the show. Not sure to why I thought it was Gabriella. Any case, whatever the case is. And then last but not least, we have Gabriella. As I mentioned before, she's our medical intuitive and also founder of Alive Health Solutions. So there you have it. All our amazing advertising partners that make each week take place every week here and there. Wow. Again, share, like, and comment on today's show. How are we all feeling? We've just experienced this amazing full moon in Aquarius energy on the 11th of this month. And in addition to the full moon's energy, Venus was one of our planets that moved into Leo energy. And there's a lot going on between the moon's energy and also the fact that Venus has moved into Leo. Let's just talk a little bit about that Aquarius full moon. Now, I'm sure you're all feeling it because I know I am. It's a powerful moon. It's a super moon. And even though the moon itself, the energy of the Aquarius has already left, we are still going to feel this energy because it is a super moon. This energy stays with us for about, give and take, 6 months. And it allows us the opportunity to shifting out of the old ways of doing things, how we connect with our community, and how we connect with the collective energy as well. So those things are going to be shifting. And in addition to the energy of Venus in Leo, well, let's talk a little bit about that because that's quite important. And that's actually what's going on right now up until September 4th. So Venus is our planet of relationship, love, and money. And when it's in Leo, it's about being more creative, about being more expressive, but also how you can have more fun in your commitments and gatherings with other people. Now, this amazing energy, there's a harmonious energy between Jupiter's retrograde in Aries. So Jupiter is our planet of expansion, and as I like to call it, our spiritual gifts. And when it's in Aries, it really is about self. So here we have Venus and Leo intertwine with Jupiter's retrograde in Aries. And this energy is going to help us specifically this week in regards to expanding into more fun, our creativity, how we express, connections, relationship with money. So I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Your money is about to expand. Does that even make sense to you? It makes sense to me because it's one of the spiritual gifts that every one of us have an opportunity to tap in on. And when you think about your money expanding, it means that you're going to be attracting a new way of bringing in more clients. So the old ways of how you work with clients, customers, whatever the term is that you use, you're going to be changing that out and doing it differently so you can attract new clients on a much higher level. So to me, that's really exciting. And that's what this energy of Venus and Leo is going to help specifically this week. So I want you to pay attention, and I want you to start setting out that intention in regards to how you want to attract your new clients. Now, something interesting that I read and also heard as well, where rather than you trying to go find your clients, it's more really about attracting your clients. And what does that actually look like and feel like for you, attracting your clients? So you no longer really have to go out and pick and choose the clients you want to work with. The idea is to energetically attract them. And a lot of that goes by how you tell your story, how you share what it is you do without it being in the sense of marketing yourself. Something that I'm learning to do as well. And I have some amazing new mentors that I'll be working with over the next couple of weeks and be sharing more about them down the road. But this is what this energy is about. It's about allowing you to attract your new clients as opposed to going out to look for them. And the first key to that is really putting out the intention to what it is you do. What is it you do? What is your story? How did you get to what you're doing? And we all have a story. None of us just woke up one morning and said, this is what we're going to do. We have a story, and that story allows us to feel a little bit more vulnerable, but it also helps to connect with the very people that might share the same story, and that they can start to feel connected with you as well. So that's what Venus in Leo is going to help us with this week. So pay attention to what it is you want to put out there. Start writing out your intentions and start writing it out as a story. So when you do decide to, let's say, go live or have interactions, you can start sharing the story of what it is you do. And then you're going to start finding that your perfect client is going to start flocking to you. I'm going to share a card with you to help you really align to this energy. I don't know where that card just went, but it went flying. Let me see if I can grab it very quickly. Hang in there. Cards do go flying. I'm still here, folks. All right. Yes. Whoops. Almost dropped the entire table. So the card that just went flying, literally went flying. My goodness gracious. Didn't have to shake that up too much. Karmic completion. Yes, this is perfect. This is really letting you know that you have completed a cycle. When we talk about karmic energy, it really is what the expression is, what goes around comes around. And I know that sounds deep. What goes around comes around, which is why it's so important to make sure you're always sending well wishes out to everybody, because what you send out to somebody is what's going to come back to you. But this is reminding you that you have just completed a cycle of the old way of how you promote yourself with clients, and a new chapter's coming. That one is about a new beginning, a new opportunity, a new way of showing up. That one energy is very much associated with that Aries in Jupiter, where it is about self. It's about self-expression, standing up and letting your tribe know who exactly you are, so you don't have to look for them. They come looking for you. The root chakra. This is really a time to focus on your root chakra so you can stay grounded and focus. When you are focused, you know exactly what it is you're supposed to be doing, and there's no mystery behind all of this. You know exactly what it is you're supposed to do. You know your story and you're ready to go for it. If you need to get grounded, get outside into nature so you can be more balanced and stable and be able to focus and zoom in on the very thing you're looking to attract with this Venus Leo energy. I love that. So with all that being said, remember to work on your root chakra this week and write down your story to what it is you do and the clientele that you want to attract in. I'm going to take a quick commercial break and I will be back with my two amazing guests, my guest and sort of volunteer for the day. I'll be right back.
If you are turned off by conventional medicine and their mantra, "Do you want meds for that?" there's a better option. I'm Gabriella Mihalichin, medical intuitive and healer. Let me help you find the root cause of your illness and guide you through healing. My intuitive method directs your body to heal itself and removes barriers to healing. I invite you to schedule a session today at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I will introduce my two guests in just a second. Just always love to take us back to the first part of the show. Remember to share, like, and comment. And if you missed the first part of the show, you'll catch it right here, which is our card, Karmic Completion, which we are all in right now. We are all completing a cycle of one sort of another in our life. And that cycle is coming to an end for us to start something new opportunities coming in. And with this Jupiter's retrograde in Aries, this is perfect in regards to the Venus in Leo, where we get to now express ourselves in a different way and also really talk to our bodies, which is also really relevant to today's show as well. So a new way of doing things, letting go of the old way and bringing in the new way and grounding your energy so you can focus and be more aware of that there are other ways of doing things other than just the one way you know it. So with all that being said, let me introduce my two amazing guests who are here with me today. Most of you know Gabriella by now. She has been on my show more times than I have fingers, and rightfully so, because she's an amazing person who has amazing gifts to share with each and every one of us. And our other guest is Paula, which will be sharing a testimony of some of the work that she has done with Gabriella. Gabriella, if you wouldn't mind just sharing your full name, because you know I screw it up, and a little bit about your background and what you do.
Sure. My name is Gabriella Mihalichin. It is Ukrainian. And my background is I am an alternative health practitioner. I've done a lot of studying with naturopathy and alternative medicine, and I've even created my own method of healing. That's what we're going to primarily talk about, and that's what I have been working with Paula with. That's called healing prompt therapy, and it's a very intuitive and analytical method, which is pretty unique because you don't normally think of those two things together.
That is true. Which again, as I mentioned in my card, this is really about today changing your mindset, shifting your mindset, and paying really close attention to what Gabriella, and for that matter, Paul, is going to be sharing with us today in regards to how you think about, how you've thought about certain things regarding healing and what that might shift for you today and walking away with perhaps a different way of doing things from today forward. And Paul, if you wouldn't mind, just share a little bit about yourself as well.
Well, I'm in human service, so I work a lot with people, helping them find employment. And I'm always studying and learning new ways of healing and doing things. I also do energy work. I am a Reiki master and also do the emotion code as well.
Excellent, lovely. And for today's show, the title here for today, for those of you who are not aware, is how to get the body to heal itself. And I'm going to say that again because I'm sure some of you might be sitting like, what did she just say? The title is How to Get Your Body to Heal Itself. And Gabriella has this amazing, as she said, what she's created, this amazing healing method that she does work with. Gabriella, if you can share more about it. I know you mentioned it briefly in your intro, but just share a little bit more about that modality, that healing method that you actually created.
Absolutely. It was a very interesting journey for me. I started researching when I started getting sick, and I knew that there was some underlying root cause and nobody was looking at it. So what I did was I went to study all the various different methods that were out there. And healing prompt therapy is something that's not like anything else. It's a method of communicating with the subconscious. And muscle testing is a piece of it, and that is often used to get information from the subconscious. But healing prompt therapy is two-way communication. Now, why is the subconscious important? Well, the subconscious is in charge of your health. We don't consciously keep our hearts beating. We don't consciously breathe faster. We don't consciously heal our wounds when we have a cut or a bruise or even a broken bone. So there's a lot more going on underneath the surface in our bodies that's in charge. And that gets the nutrients where they need to be. Your body removes toxins, all of your organs work together and everything like that. Now that's controlled by the subconscious. And that's the same subconscious that we can connect to and have a discussion with, basically. It is not a deep hypnosis or anything like that. It's conversational. And it's, like I said, analytical. So the first goal is to find out what's wrong with the body. And to do that, I use muscle testing and my knowledge of the body to ask the right questions and get information about what's going on. And
Gabriella, if I can just jump in just for a second and ask you, because I'm sure there's some people in our audience who sit in there saying, what the heck is muscle testing? If you can just explain that and then go back to what you were going to say.
Sure. Yes, definitely. Now, muscle testing has a few names. It's muscle response testing, which is a little bit more accurate as far as the description. It's also been called energetic or applied kinesiology. It's a way to get the body to respond in a different way when you say something that's true or false. So the reason that works is because if you lie, your body does things that you don't consciously attempt to do. So a lot of times, like the CIA or the people that detect lies, we'll call that a tell. So you'll move back, you'll flinch, you'll do something different because you don't feel comfortable that way. So your body just changes. And so muscle testing is a way to get that change into a physical sign. So there's a lot of different methods for muscle testing. One of them is putting your fingers together. Well, a lot of people do this. So try to break the circle. And the goal isn't to lock the circle, but if you tell a lie, so my ceiling is black, and if I say my ceiling is white, I get a different result. And I'm not doing anything different with my fingers. It's just when I say my ceiling is black, it's not as strong. My body is actually physically not as strong. And they've done tests to show that. And so you can use that as a method. You can also use a pendulum. And I'm not sure a lot of people are aware that people use pendulums. Some people think the pendulum is doing things. It's not the pendulum, it's the person. But they're so minute, you really consciously don't do anything different. The goal is to hold it in place. So if I say something that's true, let's see. I need to avoid Coca-Cola. So the pendulum is, if I hold it in front of the camera straight,
is it rocking forward and back?
It's going forward and back, yeah. It's going pretty straight.
Yes.
And if I say sucralose is good for me, get a pretty quick and definitive, no, it's actually that is not good for me. So you can also say things like, my thyroid is functioning optimally. And, you can ask questions about what's going on in your body. Now, how would you consciously know that? You don't, unless the doctor has told you, possibly, if you've taken tests and things like that. But then you can find out, you can ask questions about supplements. It's optimal for me to take vitamin B12 right now. And you can ask questions about foods, which I did 2 things that weren't really food. Coca-Cola and Splenda. No, those are not food. But it's optimal for me to avoid dairy. So for me, that's a no. But for a lot of people, that can be a yes. It's optimal for me to avoid gluten. And that, for me, that used to be a yes. So you can find out a lot of things. And because your subconscious knows whether that's true or not, you get the same result of saying a truth or a lie. So if you say something that's a lie, but even you don't consciously know it, your subconscious knows it and it reacts that way.
And what I also want to add too for Gabriella is, for those who may not have a pendulum, because not everybody walks around with a pendulum, you can actually use a key too. I mean, I use a key many a times when I don't have my pendulum on me, and the key will do the exact same thing. And most of us do carry our keys with us wherever we are. It's very easy just to let it dangle and ask the same questions. You don't have to hang it high. Right. You can hang it just literally at the height of your chest if you want.
You can take off your necklace.
Yes. Yes, also a piece of jewelry will do.
Yes.
So something in that nature, so you can become more aware of what you do need and what you don't need. And I think it's a very necessary tool to have. This way here you can take the guesswork out of whether or not you need something or don't need something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So thank you for that, for demonstrating that. In regards to the muscle testing, and also in regards to the work that Gabriella does with Paula. Paula, could you talk to us a little bit about your story regarding how you met Gabriella? Because I find that story, the 3 of us had a conversation last night, and I was so intrigued by how Paula actually came about meeting Gabriella. So share that with us.
So I met Gabriella through a friend of mine. We were both at the chiropractor together, and I had Crohn's disease, and her daughter also had Crohn's disease. So she knew that we were kind of fighting that same battle. And she said, Paula, I met this woman. You really need to go and see her. And she started explaining healing prompt therapy. And I just kind of looked at her like she had 3 heads, like, okay, So, and she talked to me a few times about it. And curiosity actually got me there, because I started thinking like, well, what do I got to lose? I don't have anything to lose. You still go to the doctors, you still do all the same things. You're just adding a new tool to your toolbox, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So I called her. We had our first appointment. And Gabriella is very thorough when you have your first appointment. I mean, she is explaining everything of just what healing prompt therapy is. And she's just going on. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing? I was just like ready to go, just jumping in. And because I was sick of medication, I am terrible at it. I don't like it. And I didn't want to be on it for the rest of my life. And then, of course, obviously, if you're not getting to the root cause of the Crohn's or whatever ails you, you're not going to heal. So that's how I actually started with Gabriella, and it's been what now? 7 years, I think. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Something like that, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. And Paul, if you can share with us your conversations that you were having with your doctor and your decision that you made regarding coming off of, or not coming off of, but like decreasing your dosage of medication as working with Gabriella at the same time.
Well, I had a few things going on. Not only did I have Crohn's disease, but I also had iritis. And they were talking about putting me on a cancer drug because they said I was going to be blind. Could end up in a wheelchair, or the worst case scenario, no longer here. But we just we kept working. I kept putting off that medication because that scared me more than anything, I think. So I didn't take it, didn't even start it. We just kept going with the healing prompts. And sometimes your subconscious might be so busy taking care of another incident that could be going on that it's not focusing on getting to the root cause, because there may be something else you need to do first. So it's getting to that point. I started feeling like I didn't need to take as much of the medication, so I did start backing down. Instead of taking 2 tablets 3 times a day, I went to twice a day. And I stayed that course for a little while. I was, having blood work done, seeing my doctor. Everything seemed fine, so he kept it that way. But the iritis started going away. That was the first thing that actually was going away, was the iritis, which is an inflammation in the fluid part of your eye. They said that the Crohn's disease was what was causing that issue. So, of course, as my intestines and things are healing, things are improving. I was on a steroid eye drop and another type of eye drop. He said it was like an aspirin for the eye. That's how he described it. So I was on that medication basically 3 times a day. One was twice a day and the other one was once a day. So 3 times I was putting drops in my eyes. And then I was doing that for 20 years. Wow. So things just kept improving. He was weaning me down, and so he felt that was what was doing it, weaning me down. And then I just got to the point, like, I knew I had an X amount of time, because I would see the eye doctor every 6 weeks. And that's how close of an eye they were keeping on me, because they didn't want me to lose my eyesight. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to start weaning myself down off the drops. And when I would go in, I would tell him, like, I'm only taking this amount. And he's like, okay. He goes, well, we don't want to take you off of it and have it rear its head again and, be active. Because there was times where I couldn't see. It was just a sheet of white. And it got to a point where I was off the medicine, and that was before all the Crohn's was done. But I was off all the eye drops, and now I see him once a year for eye checkups, just for that part.
And at this point in time, no longer on the medicine for the eyes. Nope. Okay. And now, are you still on the medicine for the Crohn's?
Nope.
So that we're going to use the word healed as well.
Yep.
With the help of the healing prompt therapy and muscle testing, working with Gabriella. Yep. Interesting. I love that. So Gabriella, how do you feel about this whole process regarding having your client literally sit here and share her results and the work that you do? And I'm sure you have many other clients who have amazing testimonies as well. So share a little bit about your thoughts about what she was experiencing and how you were witnessing the work that, obviously the work that you do with her, how it actually was working. Share thoughts on that.
Sure. So each time we got together, we would work on the next thing that we could find. And we would ask questions about either specific organs, specific glands, body parts that we knew were associated and affected by Crohn's, asking the body to heal those, figuring out if there were any genes associated with that also. A lot of things are genetics, so that is definitely something that we address. The body can actually restore and heal genes. It just can't troubleshoot genes, because according to your subconscious, the genes are the thing that's right, and that's the goal. But if you have genes that aren't pointing to the right method, the right health for your body, then you have a chronic issue that can get worse and worse. So a lot of times you have to heal the genes, and then you can move forward with healing the rest of the things. Different processes also, like methylating nutrients, converting nutrients from one form to another so the body can use them properly, so the body can store them. The digestion process is very complicated as well. And as far as how did I feel when I saw Paula get off the meds, and actually she told me about her scan, and I'll have her tell you about that too. That was very exciting, because I have a lot of clients that I know have been healed, and they tell me there's no symptoms, there's no this, there's no that. They start losing weight, they don't have pain, whatever the thing it was that we were dealing with. But a lot of them either don't go back to the doctor because they're all set and they don't verify that they're all better, or they never went to the doctor in the first place to get an official diagnosis. So with Paula, she continued to go to the doctor and do the work with me and with her subconscious, and she learned how to do healing prompt therapy for herself. So she worked in between on the things that she could figure out, doing the research on what is Crohn's disease, what usually happens, what usually causes it, what is the new research about it, what do we need to address and correct, and then taking that info, muscle testing, is this what's happening in my body? And then when she found things that were, yes, this is what's happening in her body, then taking the next step and asking the body to correct the issue, and then verifying it with muscle testing that it was corrected. And if it's not corrected, does it need something? Does it need nutrients? Does it need is there another gene affecting it? Are there toxins causing problems? So it's a step-by-step process, especially with a chronic illness that has built up and has a significant effect on the whole body.
Yes. Now, I just also want to bring to the attention that along with the Crohn's disease and the itis that Paula had, this method works with all diseases, not just this particular one. So Gabriella, if you wouldn't mind just listing maybe about five diseases, or, and I know allergies too, this works with. Mm-hmm. So if you could just list some of them, because I'm sure there's some people out there saying, well, will it work with this? Will it work with that? Will it work with this? So if you could just, mention just up to 5 if you can off the top of your head.
Sure. I've worked with celiac, gluten intolerance, and certainly food allergies. Those are actually very simple. The food allergies are typically a one-session thing. I've worked successfully with weight loss, One of my clients lost 100 pounds without really changing much, just getting her body to process things. Another one is actually something that you have to be careful with, because if you say you can do this, then you get attacked. So I have had clients that have had cancer diagnoses, and then they went back to the doctor the next time, and doctors either were questioning the previous test that the cancer came back or something like that. I had actually, this works with animals and babies, but I had a dog client that was told he had, I don't know how long to live, but the vet couldn't do anything. I think a few months or something like that. And we did a session with him, my sister and I, and then he was perfectly fine. So those, and the point isn't what can this work on, because the point is, what is the cause? And as a former computer programmer, I'm very good at troubleshooting. So this is happening. Okay, what's causing that? Is it leaky gut? Is it getting the nutrients? Is it too many toxins? Is it a pathogen? What is, we narrow it down and play, it's kind of a 20 questions game at that point sometimes. And if you can't find it, you go do some research, and then you come back and you ask some more questions. And I will tell you that basically autoimmune issues are not the body attacking itself. It's typically the body's doing something that's dangerous to one part because it's trying to protect another part. Mm-hmm. That is the most common cause of an autoimmune issue. So if we can protect this part by finding and fixing the issue on the other part, then they'll both be healed.
Nice. Now, Gabriella, for the average person, what is the length of time the average person works with you to get to that result of feeling better?
To get to the result of feeling better, well, that is a very, it's a spectrum, I'd say, because they feel better after one session, and they often feel even better after the next session. And how much better do they want to feel is the question. With allergies, as I said, I've seen somebody came to me about 6 years ago for a dairy allergy because he wanted to eat pizza. He was a young man. And we spent maybe 15 minutes together, and then he went off and he was fine. He was so happy. And then last year he came to me with a nut allergy. We spent maybe 10 minutes this time because he already knew the process. And he was like, all right, good, thank you. And he's all set. So it's anything from a 10 or 15 minute session to come back and let's work through, especially if there's underlying emotional trauma involved, then this works with that, and it's much faster than any therapy, but there still are layers. So we have to go through and work on the layers. And again, it's how much better do you want to feel?
I love that. I love that. I love that answer. And Paula, for you, since you have healed from being on medication, and it's been now, you said, how many years?
Well, I've been working with Gabriella at least 7 years. Time kind of gets away from you, but I've been off all the medication for Crohn's disease for the last 3 years, because it was just before COVID hit.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. We do need to take a commercial break. So Gabriella, let our viewers know how they can reach you.
Sure. My website is alivehealthsolutions.com, and I'm also on Facebook, and gem@alivehealthsolutions.com is my email.
Excellent. And Paula, if you can give the viewers an email, should they have any questions that they like to ask you?
I think the best way would be contact me through Facebook. Just Paula Tingley. You can contact me that way. Even you could send a message off to.
So we're going to take that quick commercial break, and when we come back, both Gabriella and Paula are going to provide a tip to how to get this moving along for you so you can implement something right away and then see how this works. We'll be right back.
Each of us has a mission. What's your mission? Would you like to become a community health resource specialist so you can help your family and your community? For more information on this new training, email me at terry@morsewellness.com. That's TERRY @MORSE wellness.com. You can become a community health resource specialist.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hi, I'm CJ. The Author's Porch is a community where you find good books and good people. We collaborate with services that deliver quality to authors and publish a magazine for authors by authors. Come by, let us feature you or review your book. Coffee is always on, and no matter what time you arrive or where you come from, the porch light is always on.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I have my two amazing guests here. Today we have been chatting about how to heal your body, how your body heals on its own. And Gabriella's been sharing some amazing insight regarding her healing method that she created, which is healing prompt therapy and also muscle testing. Now, if you're not familiar with both of them, then I highly recommend you come back and watch this on the replay so you can learn all about it. Both will be sharing some tips in just a minute regarding, and also Paula was sharing her testimony regarding how both healing prompt therapy and muscle testing has helped and healed. Literally, we're going to use the word healed. Two diseases that she had and is now medication free. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know if I was on medication for anything, the one thing I would really want to be is medication free. And definitely want to hang in there, really pay attention to what's going on here, but definitely go back and watch on the replay. You can watch on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, and also YouTube. But before you go and do that, Gabriella, if you wouldn't mind giving us a tip and whatever else you want to share regarding what you do.
Sure. My first thing that I want to encourage everyone is muscle testing is very useful. So use that to guide you for what to eat and any supplements that you need. I also am going to give you a prompt, and that is good for if you're coming down with an illness. So prompts can be done with either meditation or putting your hand on your forehead. And what that does is kind of gets your subconscious to pay attention better. So the prompt is, I would like my pathogen cleanup pathways to be fully functioning. And that asks your body to make sure that any pathways for the pathogen to get out of the body are working. And your body in response will check them and restart them if they're not working. Now, if they keep stopping, then you might need some natural medicine like elderberry or vitamin C or things like that that help the immune system. But that's one prompt that is beneficial.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that. Thank you for the prompt. And Paula, for you, what would be that one tip that you would like the audience to have to sort of help them along with this journey?
Listen to your body. Sometimes you just know deep down in your gut that there is something more going on. And yes, you want to go to the doctors. Healing pop therapy has nothing to do with not going. You want to go to the doctor. You want to make sure you're healthy. You want that blood work. But just know that once a doctor has a diagnosis, they stop there. Don't stop. I didn't stop. I kind of don't like those answers of, I want to know why. Why is it there? Why did it happen? Don't stop. That would be my tip, is keep going.
Excellent. I love that. I love that. And I'm going to throw in a little tip here as well in regards to, as Paula says, I'm going to piggyback right on what Paula said around become aware of what your body is trying to tell you. Recognize that if you are not feeling right, there's a good probability you're not feeling right. There's something going on. And go to your doctor, get the diagnosis. Then once you have the diagnosis, my suggestion would be to definitely reach out to Gabriella and explain to her this is what the diagnosis was. Gabriella will literally go with you step by step. As she said before, she's analytical. She's going to try to help you. She's not even going to try. She's going to help you in reference to getting to the root cause of the issue. Because from my point of view, taking medicine really only gets to the top layer of whatever's going on. It's only tapping the top. It never taps to the root cause of whatever's going on. And I'm a firm believer that if you really want to heal whatever's going on, you have to get to the root, because that's where it came from, the root. Just that all these other things surfaced above. So get to the root cause to what's going on before literally diving in to take all the medicine. Now, I'm not suggesting don't take the medicine, but in addition to taking the medicine, definitely reach out to Gabriella to say, hey, this is what the diagnosis was. Is there any way that you can help me with this? To dig a little deeper. And being curious enough to want to dig a little deeper. And that's really the process of healing, is digging a little deeper. Not just putting the Band-Aid on, which is the medicine, and just taking the medicine, because just as Paula experienced through her Crohn's disease, she ended up with something else. And that usually happens when we do have something going on with our body. One thing eventually leads into something different, and then something different. So it's really important to pay attention to what your body is saying, go to the doctor, get the diagnosis, and then reach out to Gabriella.
I just want to be super quick. You can do that in reverse, because a lot of times there's a waiting list for the doctor. So
yes,
you can call me.
Yes, definitely. You could definitely do that too. Call Gabriella first. I mean, recognize if you're starting to notice something's going on with your body, reach out to her first, have the conversation, and still schedule the doctor's appointment to find out what the diagnosis is. So yes, ladies, I want to thank the two of you for being here and sharing your wisdom. Paula, for sharing your testimony today, and just being both really transparent here. And I am hoping that our audience really takes the time out, that if there is something going on, please, this is an opportunity. My whole mission to why I come week after week with amazing guests as the two here is to show you that there are other ways, natural ways to heal your mind, body, and spirit. In addition to, if you do need to go down the road of taking medication, and that you can really heal your body. Your body can heal itself. It's been proven right here. So again, Gabriella and Paula, thank you so much. I appreciate the two of you. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and I will be back with the conclusion of today's show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the Channeling Spirit Virtual Summit invitation. My name is Daniel Martinez Stahl. I've invited 11 other incredible spiritual intuitives to come and join me as we give Spirit a platform for them to share with us their latest messages, healings, and transmissions. To register and attend for free, please go to channelingspirit.net. I look forward to seeing you there. Being spirit, being human, and simply being from love. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR@gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hi everyone, I'm Kitty Foss.
And I'm Amy J.
And we're Intuition of the Soul. We are a Facebook and YouTube group that has created a sacred spiritual place to look at your spiritual practices.
And there's too much to tell you about what we do, but let me tell you, we have weekly activities, we have monthly activities, and you are not going to want to miss our spiritual practitioner series. So join us on Intuition of the Soul.
Aloha.
Welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, well, you missed an amazing episode. But do me a favor, share, like, and comment on today's show. You can definitely come back and watch. And I recommend that you do come back and watch today's show. You could do so by watching on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, and also YouTube. And for that matter, for those of you who live in Long Island, you can catch the show on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on channel 115 on Long Island, what is it called? Optimum Long Island TV. So again, what an amazing show today was. It was all about how to get the body to heal itself. And you can heal itself, as my two amazing guests today demonstrated. Gabriella, who is our amazing medical intuitive and the founder of the Healing, Alive Healing Solution. And then, of course, Paula, who shared her amazing testimony of how she is no longer on medication based on two illnesses that she did have. So go ahead and catch today's show. With all that being said, I'm sure you want to know who's coming on next week. Well, I have another amazing healer who's coming on, who's going to be sharing some amazing healing of what he does. Next week's show is Through the Fire with Joe Monkman. So definitely come join us next week for that, as he too will be sharing some amazing insight to how you can continue to heal. After all, that's what this show is about. Now, big shout out to some of our advertising partners who have amazing promos going on. To name some of them, we have the Author's Porch magazine and podcast hosted and published by CJ Ives Lopez. Then we have Intuition of the Soul, hosted by Kitty Foss and Amy Martin. Kendrick Greer, our astrologer. Spirit Messages and Energy Insight by Joe Lockman. Our real estate agent, Nick Rafter. And then Wellness Moss by Dr. Terry Moss. Like I said, we have some amazing advertising partners that have amazing promos going on. Please, there's a flyer for each. If any of them are calling out to you, please read their flyer and connect. All that being said, I look forward to connecting with all of you next week, same time as usual. And remember, if you missed today's show, you can watch on many of the platforms: Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, YouTube, and for those who live out in Long Island, Optimum TV, channel 115, 2 p.m. on Thursdays. All that being said, have yourself an amazing rest of today, and I'll see you back here next week with Joel Mockman as my guest. Bye-bye.